What's going on, everybody? Rabe here, and today we're taking a look at Mega Construx Masters of the Universe Pro Builders Castle Grayskull. This set has a whopping 3,508 pieces and retails for right around $250-ish, depending. You can find it in a little bit cheaper, a little bit more, depending on where you find it. But I actually picked this up at Walmart.com, which is kind of a funny story. I'm not going to repeat it here, but it was a comedy of errors, let's say. But it did successfully arrive at my doorstep today, so I'm really, really thrilled to be able to share it with you. So quickly, let's take a look at the packaging. So first thing I noticed is this really awesome throwback style packaging. Just you can see all the characters kind of fighting on there. Now, I'll be quite honest, I haven't messed with Masters of the Universe in quite some time, so I'm not fully up to date on all of these characters. Like, I get the majority of them, He-Man, Skeletor. Obviously, I think that's Beast-Man, Man-at-Arms, and then a weird color Teela with the Sorceress here. But I feel like there's probably more to it than that. And I saw that there are named characters on the back, so we'll go into that. You can see the piece count here, 3508, Castle Grayskull. Comes with 6 micro action figures. And of course, one of the things I did notice is there is the lock here for the gate. That's really cool. It's got the Sword of Power in there. And just really, really nice attention to detail. You can see the flag of Eternia up top, and also includes a falcon up there, so that is just super, super cool. So checking out the back of the box, you can actually see the interior of the castle, and we'll go over this more when we've got the actual thing built. But you can see all of the amazing artwork on the back of this packaging. Here are the characters that are included. He-Man, the Goddess, is the name for that green Teela. So I apologize, because I honestly don't recall that character from any recollection, honestly. Of course, Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and they're not just using photos of the micro figures. They're actually using like cartoony drawings that you'd sort of see in the old the old children's book He-Man books, where it's kind of like, oh, they just somebody went in and drew images of the action figures. So you can see the Sorceress there, of course, Man-at-Arms, Skeletor, and Beast-Man. So it is just a very red Beast-Man, more red than normal, probably just to differentiate it from the Heroes line of figures. But you can see you've got a working elevator right here attached to the side, throne room, weapon rack, Castle Grayskull here. It shows off He-Man, some various bits and bobs we'll get into a bit more, of course. The Falcon again. And then getting into the throne room, it shows off some of the cool features there as well. So just really packed with cool little details that you might remember from the original Castle Grayskull toy. Now, as has become the custom with these large Pro Series Mega Construx sets, the inside of the box has actually become just as amazing, if not more so, than the outside. You can see this huge image of He-Man and Skeletor and all the heroes of Eternia battling. It's just really, really well done. Inside, of course, is are the separate boxes, looking really, really cool with that classic designs. And of course the gigantic instruction book, which I'll be getting into before too long. And then right down here, sorry, that was my chair. It's a little hard to see, I apologize, but you've got really nice images of all the different characters on the sides of the box as well. Let me move my extra camera stand out of the way. Got the Sorceress over here. Just really, really well done. Very nice work on the packaging all around. So I'm very excited to get this started. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set put together, and we will check it out momentarily. As has become the usual custom with these Mega Construx sets, their micro action figures are absolutely top notch. We've got a couple of normal characters that we've seen before, He-Man for example, but with a much darker color scheme, and he replaces the orange accents on his former micro figure to gold, with Skeletor being similar in fashion as well, just replacing his lighter purple with a much darker tone. Then we move on, we've got Beastman with a really interesting red color scheme that actually looks really cool in person. It's got a black wash over the entire figure that really picks out the details, and just the paintwork on his face and teeth are just top notch, and he includes a whip accessory. Then we've got Man-at-Arms, who actually differs a decent amount from his previous incarnation, and you can see he actually lacks a mustache in this version of the character, as well as being a much darker color scheme overall. Oop, and I'm knocking them all down. But you can see he's got a dark green, much more reminiscent of the original action figure, if my memory is serving correctly, whereas the other version kind of worked a little bit more towards the cartoon version of Man-at-Arms. Then we have the Goddess, who I ended up looking up, checking out her Wikipedia page on the Goddess, and honestly, I have to say I'm not any less confused. So as far as I can tell, in the instance that Mega Construx included her in this set, she is actually meant to be the future sorceress. So she is basically the replacement for the sorceress once the sorceress retires, dies, question mark, I honestly don't know. But she is the protector of wisdom and knowledge within Castle Grayskull. So she's represented here so that you can have whatever timeline version of the He-Man characters that you would like. And she's represented here very nicely by a new coloration of the Tila figure, along with some very cool new accessories, including her snake helmet, which can be pretty easily removed, albeit a little bit difficult with one hand, but I'll show that off in just a little bit. But she's a really, really nice addition to the set overall. And then last but not least, we have the sorceress and her falcon form, represented by a completely, as far as I know, new mold here. And then we have the sorceress with fantastic paintwork on the head and everywhere. And the new head sculpt as well. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit closer look at the Falcon mold here for the sorceress. You can see really nicely done molding and paintwork on that, and you've got a little stand as well. So that's really cool. And then the sorceress herself, again, really nice paintwork on the head. Very well done. And she also includes a pretty neat wing cape that's actually made out of soft rubber. It's not fabric. I thought it was going to be fabric, but it's actually soft rubber. I am a little concerned about cracking over time, as I know some of the rubber pieces from Mega Construx, like treads and things like that, do tend to dry out and crack over time. I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. But it's even got a little slot to go over the back of her skirt piece, so you can hold down the wings for kind of a flight sort of deal. So very, very cool, and of course it comes with her staff as well.
The helmet is not removable. It's molded onto her head. And so it does restrict her head articulation, but not in any way that really is bothersome to me. And of course, the goddess, Green Goddess. The dressing is actually named after her, but I just wanted to show this off because it is there are new molded pieces, and I did tell you about the headpiece, which does come off fairly easily. It's just molded in the shape of Tila's head in the back. You get an idea of that new molded piece. And there's Tila, or the goddess, or whatever. It's just the same Tila mold, but in green. And you just put it over top of her head, just like that, and there you go. Also included within the set are a couple of weapon rack accessories. You can see there are just a ton of weapons on here. And these were, interestingly enough, represented as stickers in the original Castle Grayskull playset. But here we've actually got molded weapons for each of the items found. So you do get a plethora of extra weapons within this set, which is really, really cool. You've got some, a nice mace. You've got some blasters here. And of course, an assortment of, various killing tools, all represented on this nice little brick-built weapons rack. And you also get another one here. And I've gone ahead and stuck He-Man's axe because he's got the Sword of Power right now, so he doesn't really need that. With a couple more blasters and some nice copper weapons. So those are some really nice little accessories added within the castle itself. Moving on to the castle itself, and I really just can't express how amazing this thing looks in person. Just the attention to detail that went into designing this set really is jaw-dropping. All of the individual bricks on all of the towers, what went into creating the shape of the skull, and you can see it's not just a mirrored image. There are actually different parts at work there to differentiate. It's really, really quite something. And you've got a lot of play features packed in here also. So first thing I want to do is give a nice little turnaround view of the castle, just so you guys can see the whole thing in all of its glory. And we'll get into it in more detail as we go on as well. Just really nice views all the way around the side and to the back. And just look at how many pieces just went into making just this one roof portion. It's pretty crazy. And that's probably the most frustrating part of the entire build, is that one roof portion. But, that's small potatoes. Just really, really well done all the way around. So you've got the castle, and of course, there's only one way to enter Castle Grayskull. You need the Sword of Power. So let's take that from our dear friend He-Man, and let's move in for a closer look. Alright, so now that we have our power sword here, we can take a look at the castle and open her up. So you got this little slot right here, and the sword will go right in the side and open up the castle. And let's take a look inside Castle Grayskull. Starting at the gate side, you can see the interior of the castle. You've got a lot of cool stuff going on here, including the throne room. You've got a mounted gun up here on the top. You've got this little secret area. Well, it's not really secret. There's just a door here this hidden chamber up top, which holds a mysterious orb that you supposedly can just pop off. It's only held on one little stud, but I feel like I'm gonna just break the whole thing using one dumb finger. So here, you've got this nice little orb here, which I think is meant to be, there's like an orb of wisdom that the sorceress has, with like all the past kings of Eternia or some such. And I think that's what that deal is. So this is like the sorceress's hangout. You've got a nice little Eternian flag up there, or whatever flag it is. Sorry, you guys can tell me in the comments what flag that is. Anyway, yeah, so the gun rotates. You can go up and down, which is really neat. So Man-at-Arms can like hang out there. You've got an open chamber here on the right, and you've got the throne room here with a really cool coat of arms. Then over here, I'm not entirely sure what this is. I know this was a sticker that was included in the original Castle Grayskull playset, but I mean, this is a printed piece. There are no stickers in this set. Everything you see is completely printed, but I don't know what it's from or what it's supposed to represent. Maybe the Hall of Armor, maybe some sort of like, I don't know, portal thing. But you've also got this little trap door here that is utilized with the throne room, which I'll show you guys right now. So if you take your little beast man here, just stand him up. If you know, stand him up is a relative term, of course. There we go. You stand him there, and then you come over to your throne and slide that, and he's supposed to go all the way down, but you know, he gets his foot caught in the top of the chamber. Anyway, he's trapped either way. You know, he's not getting out of there. Also, you might not get out of there. I might never get this figure out. I'm kidding, but get the whip out of his hand. Get in there, you dummy. There we go. So yeah, he falls down into this lower area here, where you can see there is a training room with a spinning training dummy kind of a deal that I just knocked over because, you know, obviously when you're trying to do a video, it just means you're gonna ham hands everything imaginable, and it's just gonna be the best time you've ever had. But there you go. You've got this nice little training dummy, and you can of course open up the prison cell here, and inside you've got some cool grabby arms. Let me pull Beastman out so we can take a look inside the chamber here. So you've got these cool little arms. The instructions have you pointing them in towards the wall, but I don't really dig that action. They had them facing the other direction, but I like them facing this way, and they kind of represent, because the original Castle Grayskull playset had no actual jail cell. It was just a sticker placed on the floor that represented a prison cell, and it had all these like pink tentacle arms coming out of the sticker or whatever. So here they actually represented it with these arms inside the cell, which I think is a really, really cool feature. I like that quite a lot. And you can just close that right up, and you've got that all set. And that's pretty much everything on this side of the castle. You've also got a couple accessories here. I showed off the weapons racks, but you also get this nice ladder that you can pop anywhere you like, and it'll just stay anywhere you wish. It's a nice little addition. I did forget to add one thing, because it is actually very well hidden. In this empty chamber area, you actually do have a trap door that opens up and allows people out onto the walkway around the front of the castle. And it totally does blend in pretty well if you're not paying attention, especially if you're looking like inside the castle. You just don't see it. And I totally forgot to mention it before, and I'm sorry for the wavy camera, but yeah, that's a really cool addition. Moving along to the other side of the castle, we can see the rooftop here, where you've actually got this nice roof that curves around, and it's held on by these two bits here, but otherwise the rest of the roof is smooth tiles. And I'm wondering and hoping maybe, just maybe, that at some point in the future we might get a one of those Falcon jets, and I don't remember the name of them. I do apologize, but they came with an attachment that let you mount the jet and then put the whole thing on top of Castle Grayskull, if I'm remembering correctly again. And I'm hoping that maybe these two bits will come off and we'll be able to actually like attach another piece on that will hold one of those jets. But in the meantime, checking out the roof here, you can see they even added kind of like the carrying handle. I would not try and lift the castle by this, but they even added kind of the carrying handle aesthetic there. And you got this nice little area up top. Moving down here, you can actually see there is, and I think this is a dimensional portal machine that's supposed to be like a gateway for people to travel to and from different parts of Eternia or different planets or whatever. You can actually open this up and I guess kind of place one of your figures inside to kind of represent them traveling, whatever. If you don't have big stupid monkey hands like me, you can put a figure in there and kind of represent them traveling through dimensional portals and like stepping out of the portal to like transport whatever. So that's a really cool thing. And then at the bottom here, which I'll show very briefly, you've actually got nothing really too crazy going on here. You've got some open space that you can use for whatever you want, but there's also a secret breakaway wall that you can just kind of press forward and it'll give you a secret passageway outside of the castle. So that's a really cool thing that they added as well. And of course, last but certainly not least, we have the elevator system. And we've got two skulls topping the elevator. And believe it or not, these are not reused Terminator skulls like I thought they were going to be. These are actually new molds. I don't know if they've had skulls used in other areas, but they're not the same skulls used in, say, like just the decorative ones that can sit on top of a stud. These are on top of ball joints. These are microfigure head compatible, but they are just skulls, just straight up human skulls. And we've got this nice elevator system that goes all the way down to the bottom floor, and there's a cool spring pressure plate inside the elevator here. You can't really see, but it's in there, and it actually creates nice amounts of friction to keep the elevator from sliding around, but you can put your figures on and move them up and down the castle as you please. And of course, you can stick the ladder in there if the elevator is out of service. But it's never out of service because whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. Either way, really, really amazing set overall. Very, very cool. So overall, the Mega Construx Castle Grayskull set has been one of the most enjoyable building experiences I've had in a pretty long time. You've got a bunch of really cool characters, you've got really cool accessories, every part is printed, there are no stickers in this set, and just a really cool building experience with lots of secrets and fun things packed in. So I'm really, really happy that I picked this set up. The set retails for $250, and I think it's well worth it. It's got well over 3,000 pieces and just a bunch of really cool accessories that you can tell they put a lot of love and creativity into. So very, very well done by Mega Construx. I'm really, really pleased and really happy to share this video with you, even though it is a bit of a mess. So I apologize for that, but still trying to get used to camera stuff right now. Anyway, that is going to do it for this review, guys. I want to thank you so very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more reviews. I've got new ones coming as often as I can. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, big thanks to Mega Construx for even making the set. It's just really, really cool. I can't wait to see what else they've got. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.